On March 22, 1945, General Patton's Third Army surged across the Rhine, heading towards the heart of Germany with determination. Their advance northeastward, penetrating the Soviet zone, aimed squarely at Gotha. However, destiny intervened, redirecting them unexpectedly towards Merkers. Several weeks later, the 3rd Battalion of the 358th Infantry Regiment captured the village, unwittingly stumbling upon a revelation. Rumors began to circulate about concealed Reichsbank gold hidden within the Kaiseroda potassium mine. By April 5th, reports from displaced Germans reached intelligence units, sparking a frenzied race as troops ventured into the mine's depths. Beyond a sealed vault lay what could potentially be the most magnificent treasure ever amassed. As the war neared its conclusion, the grim truth about the riches concealed in the depths of the mine began to emerge into the light. Amidst the relentless Allied bombings pounding Berlin, a pivotal decision was taken to safeguard the considerable wealth of the German Reichsbank. Faced with imminent peril, a covert operation unfolded, orchestrating the transfer of vast sums of gold and currency reserves to the Kaiseroda, potassium mine in Merkers. On February 11th, a convoy of railcars transported an astounding 1 billion Reichsmarks, gold reserves, and a substantial cache of foreign currency deep into Merkers, seeking refuge in a specially designated vault dubbed Room Number 8. Concurrently, a complex network of movements dispatched currency and personnel to the Reichsbank branch in Erfurt. Adding to the surreal drama, the SS Office for Economy and Administration, infamous for its oversight of concentration camps, contributed to the narrative by funneling confiscated loot, comprising gold jewelry, securities, and foreign currency, from the camps to the Reichsbank for safekeeping. Come March 1945, under the vigilant supervision of Albert Thoms, head of the Reichsbank's Precious Metals Department, the SS loot arrived at Merkers. Gold and silver bars, alongside an assortment of treasures concealed in suitcases and trunks, found sanctuary within Room Number 8. Anticipating the storm, the Reichsminister for Education ordered the evacuation of art treasures to mines in March. Dr. Paul Ortwin Rave was charged with overseeing the relocation of a quarter of the major holdings from 14 principal Prussian state museums to Merkers. As the Third Army closed in on Merkers, frantic efforts were underway to relocate the reserves, including valuable artworks, back to Berlin. Hindered by the relentless advance of the American forces and logistical disruptions caused by the Easter holidays, these efforts ultimately proved unsuccessful. By April 2nd, attention shifted primarily to securing the Reichsmarks, leading to a group of bank officials rushing to Merkers on April 4th in an attempt to retrieve the currency. However, with the imminent arrival of American forces, chaos erupted. German officials, aided by Polish laborers, made a hurried attempt to retreat with the currency, only to have their efforts disrupted by the advancing Americans. Fearing capture, some officials fled, resorting to burning documents, while others desperately tried to reverse the flow of currency back into the mine. In early 1945, Lieutenant General George Patton's Third Army crossed the Rhine and pressed forward into the heart of Germany. On April 4th, the 3rd Battalion of the 358th Infantry Regiment, 90th Infantry Division, seized control of Merkers, setting the stage for an extraordinary discovery. Rumors circulating among displaced individuals hinted at the transfer of the German Reichsbank gold to the Kaiseroda potassium mine in Merkers. However, it wasn't until April 5th that credible information surfaced, when certain French individuals with first-hand knowledge revealed the mine's hidden treasures to the G2 intelligence section. Promptly, Lieutenant Colonel William A. Russell took action to verify the claims, dispatching military units to secure the entrances of the mine. Major General Herbert L. Ernest, recognizing the gravity of the situation, called for reinforcements from the 357th Infantry Regiment. However, a sense of caution prevailed, with General Manton S. Eddy, in consultation with Patton, advising against confirming the capture of the gold until conclusive evidence was obtained. Delving into the historical narrative, The deliberate dispersal of the Reichsbank's assets emerges as a response to the Allied bombings threatening Berlin. In February 1945, President Walter Funk orchestrated the transfer of gold reserves valued at $238 million to the Merkers mine, safeguarding Germany's financial backbone from the perils of war. If substantiated, the seizure of the German gold reserves in Merkers held profound strategic implications, potentially dealing a decisive blow to Germany's ability to acquire essential war materials and expediting the conclusion of the conflict. On April 7, 1945, military personnel intensified their efforts to uncover the concealed storage of Reich property within the Merkers mine by interrogating civilians. Concurrently, new entrances were stumbled upon in Leimbach, Ransbach, and Springen, swiftly secured by station forces, including tanks from the 1st Battalion of the 357th Infantry Regiment. By 10:00 a.m. on April 8th, a diverse contingent comprising individuals such as Russell, Signal Corps photographers, Rave, and German mining officials descended 2,100 feet into the Merkers mine. There, they encountered 550 bags of Reichsmarks in the main haulage way. Progressing deeper, they reached the main vault, sealed by a 3-foot-thick brick wall and an imposing steel door. Despite unsuccessful attempts to open it, confirmation surfaced that gold lay beyond. General Eddy was promptly notified, leading Patton to issue orders for the vault door to be blasted open. By 5 p.m., the majority of the 357th Infantry Regiment had vacated the area, but the 1st Battalion remained stationed to guard the mining entrances. On April 8, a contingent including General Eddy and Russell entered the mine. Engineers utilized dynamite to breach the vault, unveiling room number 8, which housed an astounding treasure trove, 8,198 bars of gold bullion, an array of gold items, various currencies, silver bars, and more. The magnitude of the discovery prompted General Eddy to countermand the withdrawal order, instructing the 357th Infantry Regiment to maintain security over the mine. As the examination of the treasure continued, artworks were discovered in additional tunnels, prompting the involvement of officers from museums, fine arts, and archives. The news of the gold discovery reached General Patton, who promptly contacted General Bradley, seeking intervention from Supreme Headquarters, Allied Expeditionary Force, SHEF. Recognizing the potential political ramifications if news of the discovery became public, Colonel Bernard Bernstein, serving as the Deputy Chief of the Financial Branch G5 Division of SHEF, embarked on a journey that began with a headline in the New York Herald Tribune. Concerned about the accuracy of the reports, Bernstein engaged in crucial discussions with Colonel Barrett of the Third Army, and later with Brigadier General McSherry at the Advance Headquarters in Reims. Shortly thereafter, General Eisenhower entrusted Bernstein with assuming command of the situation. Despite initial challenges in communication with personnel on the ground, Bernstein eventually confirmed, through coordination with Barrett and operatives at the site, that the mine indeed housed over 100 tons of gold, foreign currency, Reichsmarks, and invaluable paintings. Under Eisenhower's directive, Bernstein was tasked with ensuring the secure transfer of the treasure to a more fortified location. General Crawford's directives outlined Bernstein's duties and imposed restrictions on access to the mine. Paired with Lieutenant Colonel Carl L. Morris, Bernstein coordinated the movement of the treasure, ultimately selecting the Reichsbank building in Frankfurt after a thorough evaluation. Collaborating closely with local officers, they meticulously devised plans for the takeover and relocation. After visits to potential storage sites, the Reichsbank building emerged as the preferred choice. Under General McSherry's requisition, engineers readied the site for secure storage, while Bernstein and Barrett finalized operational plans. On April 10th, Bernstein conducted an exploration of the Merkers mine, gathering essential information from officials. A subsequent meeting with General Patton reaffirmed support for Eisenhower's directives. The narrative extended further with MFAA officers Stout and Webb managing art treasures, while Morris ensured the secure transfer of the unprecedented wealth. April 11, 1945, marked a pivotal moment as Colonel Bernard Bernstein received a critical directive. Tasked with ensuring the readiness of the mine's main entrance by 9 a.m. the following morning for a visit by General George S. Patton, Bernstein diligently organized the mine and its equipment, even arranging for German civilians to be available for questioning. Anticipation filled the air as the appointed hour approached. However, Patton remained at his headquarters, engaged in amicable exchanges with Generals Dwight D. Eisenhower and Omar Bradley. Eventually, the trio flew to Merkers, arriving at the mine around 10:30 a.m. Descending into the depths via an elevator, Bernstein and Patton, displaying a touch of nervous humor, expressed concerns about the safety of the operation as they made their way to room number 8. Eisenhower, witnessing the spoils of war, was visibly moved by flattened gold and silver items looted from European homes. Among suitcases filled with jewelry acquired through dubious means, plans were made to inventory and transport the treasures to Frankfurt. Bernstein revealed that some items had a sinister origin, having been plundered from victims of concentration camps. The generals, including Brigadier General Otto P. Weiland, supported the decision to relocate the items. The tour also unveiled plates used in printing Reichsmark currency and the currency itself. A German official claimed the currency was intended for the German army, but Bradley expressed skepticism, remarking, "I doubt the German army will be meeting payrolls much longer." Bradley concluded the inspection by teasing Patton, saying, "If these were the old freebooting days when a soldier kept his loot, you'd be the richest man in the world." Following the tour, discussions among Bradley, Eisenhower, and Patton delved into the discovery of gold. Initially leaning towards secrecy, Patton faced questions from Bradley about the necessity of such measures. The conversation took on a reflective tone as they contemplated the fate of the gold, whether to distribute it among soldiers or reserve it for post-war weapon procurement. As the night wore on, the gravity of the moment deepened with the untimely news of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's passing. Following the tour, Bernstein undertook interviews to untangle the intricate German policies that led to the storage of files and treasures in mines and tunnels. In mid-April, Morris orchestrated the transfer of a significant collection of art and treasures, collaborating closely with military leaders such as Colonel Perry, the transportation officer, and the deputy chief of engineers. Together, they meticulously coordinated personnel deployment and security measures. Encountering difficulties inspecting art in the Ransbach mine due to a malfunctioning elevator, MFAA Officer Stout returned to Merkers, where loose artwork was discovered amidst crated items. Recognizing the urgency of proper packing, Stout diligently prepared the Ransbach art for the impending move. On April 12th, a team from Frankfurt descended to assist, with tasks assigned including overseeing markings on money containers, analyzing testimonies for additional deposits, and inspecting the mine's depths. Simultaneously, 4 teams began inventorying the mine's contents. The actual move took place on April 15th, as 32 trucks comprising Task Force Whitney departed Merkers for Frankfurt, under the vigilant supervision of Colonel Walker. Escorted by infantry and military police, the convoy commenced a meticulous unloading process overseen by Bernstein. Concurrently, preparations for art transportation unfolded, with loading commencing on April 16th. Bernstein, mindful of hidden assets, proposed a post-move plan to search for Nazi gold. The art convoy, now designated as Task Force Hansen, set off for Frankfurt under the guidance of Stout and Captain Dunn. The unloading and storage of artwork were successfully completed on the same day, marking the triumphant relocation of both treasure and art. The Allied forces stumbled upon an extraordinary trove, a cache of gold, silver, and currency valued at an astonishing $520 million, lay exposed before astonished American soldiers. This unparalleled discovery, however, not only unveiled stories of immense wealth, but also cast a somber shadow of potential war crimes perpetrated by the SS. A meticulously maintained set of account books from Tom's Precious Metals Department, detailing the Reichsbank's gold holdings, emerged as a crucial piece of the puzzle. Bernstein, fully aware of the gravity of the situation, urgently emphasized the necessity for an extensive reconnaissance to locate hidden German assets scattered across mines and clandestine locations. Undeterred by challenges and a lack of support, Bernstein led a bold mission covering 1,900 miles, meticulously inspecting Reichsbanks throughout American-occupied Germany. Despite the modest initial recovery of $3 million worth of Reichsbank gold, subsequent efforts in May and June yielded an additional $11 million. Remarkably, by the conclusion of the mission, an astounding 98.6% of the $255.96 million in gold listed on the Precious Metals Department's closing balances had been recovered. In mid-August, experts from the U.S. Treasury Department and the Bank of England meticulously assessed the captured treasure, comprising gold, gold coins, silver bars, and platinum, ultimately valuing it at a monumental $262.2 million. As the summer of 1945 progressed, efforts were focused on repatriating Allied currencies and initiating the challenging process of returning artworks to their rightful owners. The discovery of gold at Merkers held particular significance, as it was entrusted to the Tripartite Commission for the Restitution of Monetary Gold with the intention of redistributing it among countries whose central bank gold had been looted by the Nazis. However, the complexities of the Cold War delayed the complete restitution until 1996. Determining the value of the SS loot discovered at Merkers presented a moral dilemma. Non-monetary gold, often extracted from victims of Nazi persecution, was directed to the International Restitution Organization. Bernstein's comprehensive reports played a pivotal role in the Nuremberg trials, where Walter Funk was held accountable for his involvement.